With a lighthearted and reference-heavy approach to all things Trek, the animated Star Trek series Lower Decks quickly became a fan favorite, and the USS Cerritos, California class would take its place amongst the valued hero starship designs of the 24th century. But what does the Cerritos look like in other parallel universes? Well, today we'll find out. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon, a Star Trek web series that normally dives into the history of any given topic using beta canon sources and my own imagination to fill in the gaps. But today's episode is very different, as we'll be taking a look at different versions of the Cerritos to better understand the original's place in Star Trek history. Please note, this is just a fun little video in honor of Star Trek Lower Decks. All the designs were kit-bashed into existence by me as a what-if experiment that I posted on the site formerly known as Twitter. But after such raving responses, I thought, why not make a video to show off these marvels of starship design, and so here we are. But as always, because this is just a fun little video, all information relayed should pretty much be taken with a grain of stardust and only considered a little bit of Star Trek fun. And so, with all that out of the way, let's begin. You can't start off this little what-if adventure without stopping by the alternate universe where the Cerritos was the first Warp 5 true exploration starship design launched by Starfleet Command. Under the command of Captain Freeman, this Cerritos would make first contact with the Andorians, Tellarites, and even the dreaded Klingon Empire. Containing a revolutionary saucer design and warp nacelles that went on for days, you'd often catch the lower decks crew of this ship answering schoolchildren's letters about feces and getting caught in web-like entities' grasps. The NX Cerritos was certainly a highlight in the careers of Earth's top engineers, and made history with each light year it traveled. Jumping into another universe, the Cerritos in this timeline would resemble the Constitution class of the Prime Universe. On a 5-year mission to explore already visited planets and to seek out secondary contact missions with already discovered new life forms and new civilizations, this Cerritos would make a name for itself thanks to its inexplicable successful missions, regardless of the odds. Notable encounters with giant green space hands, children who assumed control of the ship thanks to their hand motions, and the removing and reinserting of various crew members' brains would all define the history of this amazing starship, proving to the entire United Federation of Planets that anyone could boldly go into the cosmos. In our next universe, the Cerritos would be given the honor of being the first starship to contain the experimental transwarp drive. A complete failure on all fronts, this Cerritos would spend the first year of her life hobbling around the Alpha and Beta quadrants just trying to hold itself together. Eventually refit with more standardized technology, she would continue her exciting career as a research vessel for cataloging gaseous planetary anomalies in the Beta quadrant. Of note, the USS Cerritos would assist the USS Enterprise by helping to make peace with the Klingon Empire, after the Enterprise was able to stop a galactic conspiracy designed to keep the Federation and the Empire enemies. Thanks to the lower deck crew's quick action to reprogram the Federation food processors to serve excellent approximations of Klingon delicacies, the peace process would move forward without a hitch. A sad ending to the Cerritos, the Cerritos C would be instrumental in this universe for finalizing the peace treaty with the Klingon Empire. Responding to a distress call from the Klingon outpost at Narendra 3, the security chief of the Cerritos, Shax, would fly the ship into the middle of a Romulan squad and eject the warp core, detonating it, taking the Romulan ships along with the Cerritos. Incidentally, this battle would set up a chain of events that would see the crew of the late Cerritos wandering around the galaxy searching for the deceased Shax, eventually finding him alive and well after a harrowing adventure that involved many dark truths about scientific depravity, and of course, the Black Mountain. A tactical marvel and powerhouse like no other, in this universe, the Cerritos would be designed for one purpose and one purpose alone: to fight and defeat the Pakled. With no luxuries of any kind, such as holodecks or bowling alleys, this Cerritos would be instrumental in stopping the Pakled from going, well, anywhere. After tricking the Romulan Star Empire into joining the war effort, using a boatload of Romulan ale, and a cleverly conceived birthday bash for a Romulan senator, this Cerritos would see the war effort led right to the Pakled's doorstep, and eventually, the Pakled leadership would surrender their homeworld after destroying it. With the war ended, the Cerritos would return to its original assignment, stationed at Starbase Deep Space Nine, until it was decommissioned and placed in the Fleet Museum. Stranded by an entity that looked like a discarded piece of rock, this Cerritos would spend 7 years journeying back home through the Delta Quadrant. Making first contact with species like the Bargain Basement Klingons, Kazon, this Cerritos would stumble its way through anomalies, wormholes, and even Borg space to suddenly, much to everyone's surprise, return to Earth. It should be noted that one special crewman who had been included in this mission, Harry Kim, remained an ensign for the entire journey, even though every other crew member of the Cerritos had reached the rank of captain by the time of its return to Starfleet headquarters. The reason for this discrepancy is still unknown. After the Cerritos D's destruction cleaning up the Enterprise D's debris left on Viridian 3, in short order, the Cerritos E would be commissioned. A state-of-the-art battleship, the likes of which no one had seen before, this new Cerritos would continue the mission profile of the original Cerritos, performing mundane and menial tasks throughout the Federation. Often ordered away from potential combat, the Cerritos E would make its mark by protecting Earth from the surprising return of the Pakled, agreeing to give the Pakled technology if they could solve a mathematical problem of calculating pi to its final digit. This in itself would stop the Pakled in their tracks, effectively ending their threat to the galaxy once and for all. Sadly, the Cerritos E would be lost under the command of its former security officer Shax, though he assures us all it wasn't his fault. Well, there you have it, my good Trinaries. A glimpse into the Cerrito multiverse as it could have been, or did happen. And thank you for watching today's special episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon. What do you think of these Cerritos versions? And which one is your favorite? Are there others you'd like to see? Well, leave your comments in the section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, hitting that little bell icon so you won't miss a single video we release. Want to help the channel make secondary contact throughout the cosmos? Then consider becoming a channel patron, a major help that allows this channel to purchase resources and 3D models to keep it going. The link to our Patreon account is in the description below. Thanks again for watching, live long, and prosper.